and I have Linda Susie, I have Benson Pastore, all right here. It's a roundup, and all that we gave you, and yesterday you did see the team giving you exclusivity over some of the outstanding performance that came from the games. But for today, yeah, it's going to be again another one. Right here, Susie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, the viewer. Good afternoon, Benson. I said 5 days gone. Meaning we're left with about 25 days to close the year. I don't know.
26.
We pray. 26. Okay, there are 30. Okay, 26. We pray that we're able to finish and cross over safely into the
Which
next
one
year.
is the leap year? Which one is the other one?
Yeah.
Benson, which one is which? Which month are we in?
Instead of introducing me first, if I am defeated, I should just accept.
No, I just wanted you to come in a style anyway. How are you?
So, Zelinda, the viewers who are catching us at this particular moment, the year is driving us well. That's why you are seeing all the soccer pundits for Western Television live here in the studios to give you, of course, what is transpiring, what has already transpired, what continues to transpire in the world of sports. And within the nation today, I'm looking forward to see, of course, how the preparation is going on the side of the Victoria Pearls. Victoria Pearls, actually, the female team of cricket. The male team was already through to the World Cup, and the ball has been left into the hands of the female team. And at the same time, match day 10 of Star Times Uganda Premier League is also bouncing back. And what you do is just next to a screen, and the channel, of course, will have to be that one on Western TV, as we give you, of course, the analysis into details.
I'm still asking, which year are we? Leap or the other one is called what?
I think that one will have to ask Bonias or Dolia. Those things of leap year, what are church related. So for now, we are into sports.
You guys. Anyway, it's one of the biggest days that we should be getting right there. A lot of things surrounding. Our big game is coming in the regional league, and that is all about the game of the regional league, Western Regional League. We have two big games. One is Pakwachii Super Eagles facing on Pakwachii Youngsters. That is going to be a game to watch. And then we have, Sunday still, we have Nebi Central welcoming Paida Black Angels to another. Bro, this is the game that you're going to be seeing a lot of numbers probably coming in right there. And Western Television being a partner will be really grateful to be part of this on that day at Luo Grounds. Now, it's one of the biggest things. I want us to just give a highlight of. We shall have a lot of analysis about this on Saturday. But what do you look into at this game? How is it going to be like? What is the future you're seeing in this derby, or in the two derbies that are coming, Benson?
Yeah, Greater Nebi region having two derbies already that has been settled. Let me start with the game between Paida Black Angels and the team of Nebi Central. Paida Black Angels actually is the away team going to the home ground of Nebi Central. You look at these two teams, how of course they have been performing in the last 2 to 3 seasons. You will say that it's a 50-50 scenario between the two sides. But right now, you take a look at the form guide, the statistics the two teams of course have put on the table this season. You will really say that Paida Black Angels of course is a better side compared to Nebi Central in this particular encounter. But still, Nebi Central, this time we have seen the vibe going down. But since it's a derby, right now, if you talk about the biggest teams we are having from people will talk about Paida Black Angels and Nebi Central. Teams like Paida United, Pakwachii Youngsters, you have just mentioned, are also following them keenly. But right now, I think Paida Black Angels together with the Nebi Central, they are taking the flag into their hands. But as you said, we are just highlighting on what will transpire on that particular day. Meanwhile, Pakwachii Super Eagles and Pakwachii Youngsters, almost 90%, they all having the same name. Still, Pakwachii Youngsters, the way I am seeing, will take all the bragging rights. But since it's a derby, anything can happen in a derby. That is the brief highlights I can give you ahead of the two encounters.
Susie, what will be like, because now we're looking at the turn-up, we're looking at how exactly these games will be, how the hype is, but of course the two coaches from West Nile are going to be former Arua City Football Club coaches that are coming in there. One was at the team, then there's that is also with the team of with the team of Nebi Hamza Olema, who is of course the head coach of Nebi. Then there's that one at Paida. What is his name? Forgot his name a little bit. I think he should be called something of Shafiq. He is the head coach right there. So two of the coaches probably from Arua City coming to showcase of what exactly will be coming. So what do you say about the two encounter? How are you looking? What is the view of this Nebi and of course Paida derby?
This derby is going to be a very tense one. Paida Black Angel sits on first on the table with 15 points, and then Nebi Central that will be hosting them sits in position number 5. So this is going to be a very tough one. When we've watched Nebi Central play with you a lot of times, several times, you literally see that Nebi Central actually is good when it comes to the pitch. They have good players. I think one of these days, Arua people are taking over football. If you check through, even in UPL, you literally see that at least one person from Arua cuts across almost in most of the clubs. And then here we are talking about 2 clubs in the greater Nebi region, which are coached by our own people down here in Arua. And then basically the players literally, I would say if not half of the players, and then most of the players also come from here. So this is going to be a very tough one. Olema Hamza, I think is very prepared. I saw him the other day in Agrila Tababet watching the Unduparaka and Deja game. And I tried talking to him, engaging him one-on-one. He told me they want to break the unbeaten record of the Black Angels. But then I told him it's going to be very hard because one, these people both have their teams. It's a derby. They are home. Everyone is home. Matches that comes from the other side. Nebi Central will be home. But then it's going to be a very tense one knowing these 2 clubs are all good, starting from the coaches to the players, financial-wise, fan-base-wise. So that day, I really don't know. I am seeing a draw, and I think a draw would be best for both teams.
I wouldn't see a draw. I'm seeing... I think I need to discuss that on Saturday. But of course, a very tight game it will be. And intensity will be very high, probably right there. It's going to be 10th, and 10th is a Sunday. We shall be waiting to see right there. On that same 10th, we also will be having FUFA Big League going on in different areas. We shall be seeing a lot of things that will be happening. Like for Arua, there are very many activities that will also be happening. So, but I want us to talk about Arua City Football Club. It is not Arua City we thought that would be. If I'm not mistaken, they should be at number 2, position number 2. And this, I remember last season they were like, last season was for development. This season is their time to get in there. Are we seeing that coming out, Benson?
Or when you see the team called the Arua City Football Club has restructured a lot financial and also in the pitch. That's why you see currently they're performing, if not very well, I should say well, sitting somewhere second following the team of the Black Angels in something not bad for the club. And they are still unbeaten. That one shows, of course, how prepared they were ahead of the new season of Western League, especially in the zone. But we still have got a lengthy way to go. If they can be able to continue with the brilliant performance like this, I think they will be in position to put that pressure on the team of Paida Black Angels, because currently, if we may highlight on the top 3, it's the team Paida Black Angels, as Susie said, with 15 points. That means the points gap between themselves and the team that is currently leading the log is only 4 points. That means coming on Sunday, of course, is a huge game for the team of Paida Black Angels. It's actually like El Clasico, because people always term it as the biggest game we have in the world. So we never know. There is a chance for Paida Black Angels this time to slip some number of points into the hands of Nebi Central in case it ends in a draw and the Arua City, of course, wins their game. It will take them to something, just something of either 2 or a point, but behind the team of Paida Black Angels. Since they are still unbeaten, we all know the pressure of still maintaining that unbeaten record until they will pick that first defeat of the season. Currently, they are doing so well. 5 games played, winning 3 of them, only drawing 2. That one is the statistics ahead of the other games that are coming ahead of the team of Arua City. Currently, I can say in summary, they are a good team to go, but we will witness and judge everything at the end of the season.
Now, that's one of the biggest things. I don't know whether Susie agrees with that, because it's one team that you could be seeing getting in what exactly Remedy could not. Their CEO ran away, that is at Ali Road. The coach that they wanted is Juma, who has not come because they didn't clear his monies. we did see Shafiq coming in as an interim, and then we did see the man by the names of, after of course he was relieved of his duties at Duparaka Football Club, that is the man by the names of Umar, now taking over.
I think by the Black Angels, matches they've done a lot of reshufflement. They have had the issues, but then luckily enough, I would say these issues they had were before the season started. So as the season kick-started, I think they already sat down and rearranged themselves already. They went down and drew a strategy of how to take on the season, and that's why we're seeing them doing very well. They've left behind most of the challenges that you have just given us, Owen, and they're doing so well. I think they refused the problems of the management to affect their results. They refuse the problems of the management to affect the players, and the players are doing very well. I think the one that is handling the players is doing it at greater most heights there. And that's why we're seeing that the players are well behaved. They're always in camp, and they are bringing in results. And then this time around, I think by the Black Angels, that's why I said I am looking into a draw. But then I think we'll also have to dig deep into whatever is transpiring at both camps before we actually give in our final verdict. That will be on Saturday before the game comes in on Sunday.
Anyway, we that's a good one. We're talking about Rua City, but of course, one of the biggest things that you could be looking into is how exactly these teams really need to push things their way. Very many attributed the Rua City Football Club to political, or the politicized the team. And one of the things, this is a team that has gotten its merchandise and it's not yet in the market up now. They are putting ourselves, but people getting it is one of the biggest challenge. Maybe one of these days we should be getting a representative from that is a Rua City, and we'll see what exactly is happening in the team, and probably tells us what they are planning for the season. But I think a good position, number 2, means a lot. The point differences are not very big that you could say teams are going in to make maybe moves here and there, but I think the players have believed in themselves amidst every challenge that has come in there. They're looking forward to see that if in case of anything, they need to work harder and to make sure that this gets to their nerves, because you can't say that a Rua City Football Club in the regional league deserves, is getting a lot of money. No, the players even keep saying here and there, but of course the players have come on to being devoted to the club and making sure that this works out. So I think that is one of the biggest things that the players are first putting themselves, that this is what we need to do before we get to the demands and the rest, because now it is you as player to go off, because remember this regional league is the 3rd tier and people count it as the amateur league, but again, because of the money issues here and there, people have money put in money, capitalized it, and people still think that mindset is there of getting the money out of the game. Yes, but if you follow the federation organogram, you will see that the structures show that it is an amateur. You just maybe give them appreciations. People are not on salaries, but in these other clubs, people on salaries. So it gives you that, yes, they are preparing in there. Because by the time you get to big league, whether you like it or not, you have to pay someone salary, you have to pay someone sign-on fee, you have to pay someone maybe the allowances that you are going to be putting in there. So I think the preparation gets early from now. But one of the most followed league in the regional leagues is the West Nile Regional League, which of course in the country seems to be one of the ones that has a lot. So the only thing now you can look at the regional league is that can they get sponsors to their league and make sure that maybe clubs also earn and make sure that something is put in there. And that is one big thing that we can talk about right now. Still in West Nile region, I want us to talk about one of the two clubs in the FUFA Big League. I know you talked about the whole results and the rest yesterday, but of course if you look at how exactly teams are performing right now, what could be the problem with the teams in there? One of them is of course the team of Calvary. That's where I want us to start. At least I have gotten a chance to work for the two clubs, one for Calvary and now Duparaka Football Club, but of course that's what we keep saying. It's all about the luck and of course the performances one puts in there that makes you get different aspects or get opportunities. But all in all, you look at Calvary Football Club where they are, it's not where every West Nile expects them to be because of one or two things. And that is because you have to see that a West Nile club must get back into the Star Times Uganda Premier League. That's where the cry is. Calvary right now lies, I think, 12th on the log, and that is still a danger zone because remember, Chetume Football Club was relegated or demoted from the Premier League because they couldn't fulfill the requirements of club licensing on time, and instead they were demoted to the FUFA Big League. According to the rules, they were supposed to be even in regional league because they were not ready. But of course, they were hoped and came into the big league. So, Calvary, what is the problem, Benson?
So, Owen, I think you can give me a chance to highlight something about the merchandise.
Please.
About, I am still going back to the issue of Arua City. You spoke something about the merchandise they are having right now. You know, you might be having the jerseys in the market. You know, people look at them in the perspective of different ways. First of all, people look at how nice or as beautiful the jerseys are.
But
and the second thing
nice.
is also, you take a look at the weight of the league they are playing. Yeah, the jerseys are nice. It might be nice for you as to me, but to the rest of the people, it may not look nice. And also the weight of the league. We saw, I think, before the new season kick-started, Arak also coming up with a nice jersey, and the vibe was gone already. And you look at the jersey, the team of Ondoparaka produced towards the end of last season in Star Times Uganda Premier League. Right now, you go to their store, it's not there. So sometimes the niceness is how beautiful they look. These things also matter a lot. The weight of the leagues they are playing in also matters. Going back to what is transpired in the second tie of Ugandan football, and we are narrowing it with narrowing it here in the region, speaking something about Calvary. Calvary, to be open, if they are not serious, this might be their last season to play in FUFA Big League. Why am I saying this one? This is not the way how, of course, they started. They started very well, winning games back to back. I don't know if the 2 wins they had at the beginning of the season was because they were playing against the newly promoted side, because I can remember they beat Young Elephant and they also had a win over Tinda Boys, but of late, since then, out of those so many games they have played, around 8 of them, they have only won 1 and only picking a draw. That's not a very good statistics for a team that earlier on saw that ambition of making it back to, not back to rather, because it's going to be the first time for them to play in Ugandan Premier League. So that one, that vibe, that ambition, I think, is trying to go down. This time, they have turned their focus to see that they avoid the relegation and they accumulate enough number of points in the first phase of the season such that they avoid the relegation, maybe probably finish in a better position. And their greatest challenge, of course, to me, has been that inconsistency in terms of picking even a draw. It has been so inconsistent for the team of Calvary. Why am I saying this one? 80 games, you look at this one, only 1 draw and 1 win. That means the 6, of course, has been defeats on the team of Calvary. You look at the statistics I've just given, this one is not good for a team that is really having that
Calvary has
ambition.
won thrice, and I think they're 3 wins and 10 points.
I cancelled the first 2. I was looking at the last 8. Out of the last 8, only picking a draw and 1 win. That means the 6, of course, all being defeats on their side. That, to me, this time they're only going to fight a relegation.
Could we say something, Susie, about Calgary? The goal scoring tally was one thing that we looked into. We thought that now they have gotten the right people to score goals in there after the Kilama Dickens left the club, and of course a lot of names in there. But we saw the names of Lobora, who came, Lawrence. He was very good at scoring for fun every game. And this time round, if you look at the Calvary goals, they have 8 goals that they have scored in out of the 10 games. And of course, only that's what they have scored. And they have been conceding. They have conceded 10 goals. That means they are negative 2 goals away in there. What could be the problem? Coach your team and the technical team.
Calvary, I really don't know where exactly their problem is coming from, because if we look at the players, Calvary has good players, by the way. Calvary has a lot of strikers that are very proven, a lot of strikers that could bring in goals for fun, like you have just said. You mentioned in a few names. Calvary, to me, is a very full team that could not be sitting in position number 12 if at all their players were players being maybe managed by a certain team or certain coaches. For me, I think the biggest problem Calvary could be facing right now is in the coaching department, because one, they have good players. Honestly, maybe the coach has not maybe gotten acquainted with the players. The coach does not know who to play and at what time and where. Because really, I don't see Calvary having any issues with players. The players are all proven. These are players that know regional league. These are players that can actually manage regional league. Trust me, if these players are given to a very good coach, Calvary will be seeing Calvary getting results. We'll be seeing Calvary getting out of that red zone that they are in. But for now, I think Calvary's biggest problem is not management. It's not the players. It's just within the coaching department. That is according to me.
For me, I believe one of the biggest thing in Calvary now should be management, not even technical team, because very many things are happening, and everything is center circled on one person, and because their chairman is not in the country, he is for a vacation in US. Normally his vacation, because he's a pastor, he goes for mission from that is normally October, and comes back in Feb. So that's when you will be seeing Calvary again bouncing back. So when he's not there, things are tight.
Oh, and
that
also,
is one thing that I think is affecting. What about getting the right people?
Oh, and to some extent, I also agree with what Susie has already said. The problem, to some extent, might also be coming from the court. Why am I saying this one? This is a new court, or team is a new court at the camp of Calvary. You know, once a new court gets to a club, he always comes with different things, unique things. The philosophy might be different. He is from the Central, coming to the club, a court, a team that was under Dudu Bosco. Now he has left the club. Calvary right now is like a devastated side, and for that court to come and put those players into a collective effort, of course it's going to take time for the players also to understand the court. That's why, to me, I'm also saying to some extent the problem
it could be the chairman being away, yes, but when we've seen Calvary doing good, you've told us that the chairman is normally away from a certain period of time to another period. But
and normally you see that's when Calvary struggles.
This is the third season, I would say, if I'm not mistaken, that Calvary is into this league. We've never, the past 2 seasons, we've not seen them doing so badly off like they are doing this current season. Meaning these other times they have also been performing, although not to the best that we expected. They've never been in this current position. Meaning, even if you say that is an all-year activity that the chairman does, then what could have been the problem? Because the last 2 seasons, I'm quite sure the chairman has also been traveling.
And the question
but they
is
have
always, why is it that period that they
and also
this season it's actually worse compared to the past 2 seasons that they have been in, meaning the problem is within.
Maybe in 20 seconds, we also have to attribute maybe some of the poor performances because of the weight of the teams they have been facing recently. You look at
every team is a team.
No, every team is a team.
Even
Yeah,
the
we
police
understand.
that is sitting top of the table has been facing the same teams that Calvary has been facing.
No,
So
you see,
how
like,
does the weight of the team come in?
weight of the teams, it depends on how each team is performing. You look at the police is not an easy side. They're actually the best team we have in big league. You look at the Blacks Power, you talk about teams like Mbale Heroes, you talk about Karo Karunzi. Who doesn't know Karo Karunzi? The weight of the teams you also face also matters a lot. To me, also the last 5 to 6 games, Calvary, of course, have been facing. They have not been against easy sides like it's in the boys, you play Boma. Actually, they have been playing tougher teams. It's like also in Europe, in the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City. You see, it becomes difficult for you to win all these games. So that might be the reason as to why they are not performing like that.
Benson, I think it's just like when you're going for hunting as a man, you go well prepared. If the animal hits you, it is one thing. Just like how you see, it's very hard.
Yeah, you prepare, but you
to get
prepare.
a win away.
You
That
prepare.
means there's something that should be worked
Oh,
upon
and one thing
in there.
is, yeah, once you are going for hunting, you prepare, but there are some animals you may don't want to encounter, like snake. If you snake, will you want to encounter snake while you are hunting?
But you have option to kill it.
You may not want to encounter the snake, but of course you're heading to
And you're going prepared. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
go with gumboots, can the snake bite?
No,
you
the
with
snake,
gumboots?
once a snake sees a man, will take you off, and you as the man, you also take you off.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying now.
So that is the defensive
There are those
mechanism,
people
so-
who don't, and they still kill that snake. But anyway, there are a lot of things that I want to say about this. I think there are different challenges. All the departments are not doing well. That needs to be worked upon to make sure that things work in the right way. So, for me, I think it's not the right way, and it's not a good one for Calvary. But I believe they can bounce back. Only 10 games, 11 games played, 10 games. And they still have like around 5 games to be played. In fact, 4 games to be played. So, yes, 5 games to be played. You're going to be seeing that this is where you need to put your best. But I believe Calvary is not going back. They are still going to maintain themselves into the league because we have the second round, which of course is a business one. But again, it is one thing that is so dangerous in second round, that FUFA big league becomes so tight. Everyone looks at qualification. Everyone looks at maintaining themselves in the big league for those who think they don't have the target or the chance to get into that. So it always keeps pushing. It is one of the biggest thing. Just like I want to say, like Onduparaka failing to get away wins is also one thing that keep torturing. And now, for Calvary, it came in that even home they are losing, away they are losing. So that's where the biggest worries are coming from the fans in there. Yes, you would say that a win away would be a very, very vital one for any of the teams. But again, home is home. What is that you can't do? So I think coach your team, just like said, I also have a blame on him a little bit. But of course, again, when it comes to, because I'm in all these platforms, and when you see certain things that people talk, you would say, I think there's this and there's that, and that needs to be ironed out. I was recently following a discussion on a platform from the public relations officer of Calvary Football Club, and that to the fans, they showed it clearly that it is a management issue that has to be affecting some of the results in there. So it's one big thing. I even did see a comment saying that he won't update anymore in the platform because of a few things. So those are some of the things I'm trying to bring, that if management, you're not structured, I'm telling you, Onduparaka is struggling every day now. No money, no but. The boys, it is back to you, the coach, to balance your boys to make sure that, yes, this is what we need to do, even though the management is not playing its part. But all in all, it also takes the creativity of a coach. Yes, Coach Otim is a good coach. I've seen him for Light SS, and he has proved to develop, but that's school football. That is one thing. Now, when it comes to league tournaments, it's going to be a different angle. We saw him getting relegated with Soroti FC last season. Now he has come to Calvary. Very many are asking questions, is he also going to take us back as Calvary? That's not the way. But I think the support has to come from the fans, come from the management, come from the technical team, come from the players to play for the coach. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we shall be